Dun, dun, dun. Oof. Hello. Just getting set up here. Late stream. Yeah. Don't have an excuse this time. Yeah, don't have an excuse this time. I could have streamed earlier, but I was actually playing a tower defense game. A crappy little one. Yeah. I think I ate too much at dinner, so I've got a little bit of a stomach ache here, but it's not terrible. I am going to start with a puzzle streak of 35 as my warm-up, as I always do, and then I'm going to play rapid today, trying to work on my rapid rating. But let's start with puzzle streak first, and just testing volume. Everything looks to be good. Let me change one last thing here. Okay, so what day is it today? Monday? Okay, but school's out, right? So the kids should still be out. Okay, so I think Black's Queen is overloaded, and I'm a minute into this, but yeah, it just looks like an overloaded queen. And we can win material here. And this is mate. This wins material. Hello, chess. Whoops. It's all your fault, chess. As soon as I looked over at chat. Oh. I'm surprised that my move isn't still winning because I'm up a pawn. Oh, no, but I'll lose the pawn. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. So chess, not a very unique name. But yeah, let me start over. Second session here. And this should be a mate in 2. So my goal tonight is to not get a full-blown stomachache, but is that really a goal? It's nothing I can do about it. It either happens or it doesn't. So can I not just hide? I think it will be a full-blown stomachache, unfortunately, and I deserve it. I had a super fatty dinner. Okay, so far so good. I think this is a mate in 2. This should lead to mate. This should, so check. Oh, he's got 2 squares. So this should win then. And we have the first tricky one. The first tricky one of the night. Do I just take on b3? I could just take on b3. But my problem is I'm already down a piece. So if I take on b3 and then rook a4, bishop a4, queen a4, oh, but then his queen's overloaded. I guess we're taking on b3. Don't like that one. Well, I can give a check, and that doesn't look so hot for him, because then it's going to be mate, or he gives up the queen. So it's equal material. Can I attack his queen? But he would have a double check, although I'm okay after the double check. So G3, he moves the queen somewhere. Ooh. Sorry, let me rearrange myself. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I love this chair. Okay. Terrible posture, but battling with my stomachache here. So it's actually not my stomach. It's my gallbladder. Okay, so anyways, G3, I don't think that is it. He can just move the queen. Oh, excuse me. So maybe I just take the knight then. Knight H2, and we should be okay there. So that took me a little too long to figure out. Now, is there a reason we wouldn't want to play King G1? Yeah, because then he takes on F3. Okay, so I was a little bit slow to figure that one out. We don't have a queen, but we have 3 pieces for the queen. I assume we attack the queen. And here we can pick up the bishop, just verifying. Now, if I do play that, yeah, I'll be up a piece. And I don't see any counterplay. So it looks to be correct. And I'd be surprised if we don't take the knight. But then again, I mean, trying to assess this. Like, that should be better for black. 3 pawns and a knight. That has to be better. Yeah, and I don't see what else it would be. Yeah, and I would trade here because that seems pretty good. Kind of a weird puzzle though. Oh, I think I had this one before. It looks very familiar, but I don't remember this being the first. Maybe it's not the same one, but oh, I think I did this one before. Okay, so if I give a check, normally, oh wait, never mind. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sleepy. I thought my queen could swing in there. So I guess I'd just take on D1. Take on H2 and then take on D1. He does have a check here though, so maybe it doesn't work. Check. Queen takes D1. Oh no, he doesn't. I think that's going to be it. Yeah, and I didn't do that one before. Well, it's a queen. And we can take on H7. When I would be up a piece. And does it matter how we take? Yeah, we have to take with the rook. So kind of a weird puzzle. Because it's so easy. Okay, this is a mate in 3. 1, 2, 3. And I don't like this knight. If this knight wasn't here, it would be mate. Actually, no, I can still do it this way. So we kick the king back, and then we do this. Wait. No, then we go here. Okay. I saw two people in here and then it dropped again. I say. I don't know. I mean, like bishop f6 looks good, but it seems complicated. You know, if knight g4, then I take on a1. Then after rook takes a1. No, that's not enough. Oh, sorry. I'm really tired here. But I'm trying to stream more. I'm trying to stream more. I know I don't look great on camera right now. But this makes my stomach feel better. Okay, so maybe it's just bishop d6. And yeah, I interrupted myself, but I'm trying to stream more. I'd like my channel to grow and I'd like to improve. Despite being really busy, I want to be consistent. But yeah, this looks pretty good, right? Because if he moves the knight, I will be able to take a rook, I think, and be up the exchange. Otherwise, I'm going to take his knight. So, yeah, so now I take a rook, I think. Or actually, no, this makes more sense. Okay, that took a little while. I was slow on that one. I see a fork here. Knight b3, that would win the exchange. So I like knight b3. So if he takes on c8, I take on d2, then he takes on f8, I recapture, and then he takes my knight. I'm winning at least the exchange there. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. This wins the knight. Oh, there's bishop f5. I then have bishop d3, but this seems hard for the level. Check, bishop f5, and then bishop d3. And he has two pieces under attack there. Yeah, that was a tricky one. Okay. So I have a check here. And then maybe rook f2. And then rook f2. I think that wins the bishop. Looks like it to me. Queen e3 check. King h1, rook f2. Okay. So if I take his bishop, he has to take my knight. And And that doesn't look like anything. So I can give him a check when he would need to stay on my knight. But then that seems to fizzle out as well. Yeah, so check, king d3. Why am I so tired today? Okay, knight e3, king d3. And I guess I take on f5 because then he has 2 pieces under attack. That has to be it. Knights are tricky. Knights are tricky. Yeah, and then we take the bishop here. Okay, that was kind of I like that puzzle. Kind of a nice one. So I can give a check here, and then a check, and then I'm queening it again. But do I have time for all of that? Do I have time for all of this? I think I do. Because the best he can do is king f2, I believe. And then I queen again. And I'm up a rook. And he's not attacking anything. Yeah. Okay, so why would I not take the bishop? Seems far-fetched that I wouldn't take it here. So I will. And then this is kind of woodpeckery. I think we start with the check. No, maybe I support it? No. Okay, if I go here. And it brings in the king. Then I can push. Okay, so what if he goes king c1? And then I push, and then here. Same thing. Yeah, ooh, it might be rook e2 here. Now, if he goes this way, I'll win his rook because I'm just pushing and then giving a check. I think it's rook e2. Yeah, rook e2, king c1. I just push the pawn. And then if he goes rook d1, then rook e1. Yeah, and then here we just push. Okay. If I knew my patterns better, that's something that most people should figure out in 5 to 10 seconds. But yeah, that's not a pattern that I'm super comfortable with yet. But I got it. It just took me a while. Okay, so trying to stay awake here. White is up a piece for a pawn. His queen could get trapped. This traps his queen. Rook d7 traps his queen. And I only need to make sure that my queen can't get trapped. And I think there is some freedom. If he comes back, I actually maybe even to go this way. But then here, it's not so simple. Rook d7. Actually, what if he goes this way? Then I guess I can go check. Yeah, so I take the rook, I think. So I go rook d7, and then if he traps me, I just take a rook. And then I'll be up to exchange. Wait. Yeah. Unless, hang on, because what if he takes my rook first and I recapture, and then he goes here? I can still escape. Okay. Yeah, actually, yeah, so I take the rook here. And then I'm up to exchange. Okay, that required some thought. White's in Zugzwang. I can just go to g3. At least I think he's in Zugzwang. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not. Interesting. So king g3 takes. Not to mention he might have a5 here. King g3, a5. If I play a5 first, then he's forced to take my pawn. I recapture. But then this does not... Oh my god, I would actually win that, but are they really going to throw that to me? That seems like a hard puzzle. a5. He has to take my pawn. Actually, maybe he doesn't have to. If king f4, king h4. This is tricky. And then I'm too tired for this. Yeah, my concern with king g3 first is a5. I mean, I don't think I can allow that. I don't see how I can allow that. You know, we'll both queen, but he gets the queen first. So it must be a5 just from that logic alone of we can't allow him to play a5. So, but the continuation there is pretty complex. So, but I am going to go a5 first. Yeah, and then so he goes here, of course. So then I was thinking king h4. Because what else is there to do? And yeah, then it's not so simple because he could move his king back to f3. But then g5 would win the pawn for me. So he can't do that. So king h4, he would have to push his pawn to g5. And then I guess I win it after king h5. Okay. Yeah, that's a hard one. At least in my current state, it's a difficult one. So here we can win the exchange. To me, that's good enough. Hello, Minchi? Why Minchi? How's it going? Yeah, so sorry. So knight f6, if g6. I don't see why I... Okay, we'll have to watch out. If I take his rook, he has a fork of his own. So... if I trade rooks, my rook on a1 is on prise. So I can give it, yeah, I can give a check. He makes a move. But then I'm not gaining anything there. So yeah, so maybe I give the check on f6, and then after g6, I think, can't I just then take my rooks are protected right now? Am I overthinking this? I think I just take it immediately. I don't know why I'm overthinking that. Yeah, sorry, but I just take immediately. Oh yeah, because I was scared of this, right? Okay, so knight f6, g6. Then I have his Zug. Although, why could I not start with that? Okay, so why? Okay, because even so, then there's this knight e2 check after. Tricky one. So knight f6, g6. Can I go rook a b1? Wait, what am I talking about? G6. Oh my god. He's in check. Okay, I'm tired. You can I look tired. I am tired. Sorry. He's in check. Okay, but it's the same idea. It's the same idea. King h8. It's no different. It's the same thing. So, but it's funny that okay. So king h8, and then if I go rook a b1, I think he can probably just go rook takes e1, and then rook takes e1, and then he has this check here, and then he's winning the exchange there. So that doesn't seem to be bad. I'm really confused here. Knight f6, king h8. Sorry that I'm spending so long here. It's actually the last one too. It's just that e2 is always a problem for me. Stupid e2. Can I go after king h8? Can I go check? But what's my follow-up? Boy, I am confused here. Oh, I'm so close to the finish line. I'm so close. Come on. Figure it out. Figure it out. Knight f6, king h8. Oh man, frustrating. 92. What a pain in the butt that is. It's possible that it's something complicated like rook eb1. And if he gives me a check, I go king h2. Although he might be able to then take a rook. Yeah. What am I missing? Oh man, I don't know. Oh, it's the last one. I just want to get this over with. I'd like to play a game. Jeez, I don't see it. I don't see it. 92, just in my face. Okay, so knight f6, king h8. Totally don't see it. Then maybe I just attack him. Like knight f6, king h8. Maybe I go queen h4. And... But then he's just taking my knight. Oh, boy. It's possible it's not knight f6, but then I really have no idea. Nobody tell me, but does anyone in the chat, has anyone figured it out? Probably. But I just want to know if anybody else has figured it out yet. Oh, I'm going to sit here for 10 hours until I figure it out. I mean, I will if I have to. Yeah, like the only thing I can think of is rook EB1. Although there might even be rook E1 check, which is pretty crazy. Oh no, that won't work, right? I can just take and then take. Rook EB1. No, because then he can take. Yeah, I can just take a rook. I already went over this. Rook EB1, he can just take my rook. Yeah, and he'll be up the exchange. Holy moly, what am I missing? Yeah, I'm actually getting pretty pissed now that I haven't figured it out. I mean, this is terrible content. Terrible content. Leaning in my chair, not able to figure out this puzzle. But what can I say? I just I can't. So knight E2, that's my only problem here, but it's a big problem to have. I could trade rooks first and then move my queen somewhere, but doesn't seem especially great. I can go rook takes e8, rook takes e8, knight f6 check, king h8. You know, and then there's nothing. I can go knight f6 right away, and then king h8. And then there's not any good follow-up. This one's killing me inside. Oh my lord. And I bet it's simple, because it's only rated 1800. But I don't see it. I might just get it wrong and then start over. As much as I do not want to do that. I hate giving up on puzzles. It's got to be simple. Okay, so knight f6, king h8. Then I'm worried about e2, right? Do I need to be so worried about it? I can always take it. Right? Like, for example, knight takes e8. So knight f6, king h8. And knight takes e8. And if knight d2, check, I go rook takes e2. But then after queen takes e2. Oh my god, that's hard though. That might be the solution, but that is a very, very underrated puzzle. I bet you the computer doesn't proceed that way. If that's the solution, the second move is going to be it's not going to give the hardest solution. Yeah, so it might, what was that? Knight f6, king h8, and then knight takes e8. And then after knight e2 check, like I would never do this in a game. Like it's so complicated. Yeah, then I go rook takes e2. And I'm up if he takes either rook, I'll be up a knight. Now, one more thing to consider is king f8. So king f8 is different, but then I have queen e3, which is going to be mate. Queen takes e6. Queen takes d6 rather. Queen takes d6, and then we're going to be winning there. So I think I'm going to go with it, but that is. I'll look at that with the engine. I have no other idea, so that better work. Yeah, and then knight takes e8. This is very complicated. Yeah, you allow this, and then we take on e2. Yeah, and if it goes this way, well. Boy, that is underrated. I wasn't expecting it to be such a hard solution. I'm surprised that's only rated 1800 because it's not simple. Okay, but I got it. That was the last one. Now I'll get one wrong to complete. Whoops, to complete it. So just get one wrong. Okay. So that took me 40 minutes and to do all 35, but at least 10 minutes was on that last one. Ugh. Okay. Now I'm going to play rapid. If I have any energy left. Yeah, I was falling asleep during that too because it took so long. Okay, back to rapid. And we have the Dutch. Yeah, I'm going to do it like... Now it's more like a Nimzo-esque. Dutch Nimzo-y. Nimzo Dutch? No, it's like a Dutch Nimzo. Oh, no. I could take, but I'm going to make him spend a move to make that. I might play b6, but I have time for that, so I will just castle. Yeah, so I made him spend a move. Now, I could come back, could come home, and I might, because he spent 2 moves here. I just don't really want him getting fancy, you know. I don't want him getting fancy. I am going to go back. I think the computer will prefer to take, but the other thing to consider is this bishop might be hard to deal with. Well, I guess I had g5 maybe, but I don't know. This might have been not the greatest, but we'll see. And there's queen f3 here. So maybe I shouldn't play b6. b6, queen f3. So let's wait for him to do something with this knight first. Or he might play g3 himself, but... Okay, so... d6? d6 or might be b4, right? So maybe I play a5 to stop b4. And here I would play e5. Yeah, that's one of the main ideas in the Dutch, as I understand it. And white is neglecting his kingside here. I mean, he spent a couple moves kicking up my bishop. And yeah, so his king is still kind of inside. Okay, he's letting me play f4. Can I even win a pawn here? I can just go knight takes e4. The question is, can I hang on to that pawn? Because I do win a pawn, but for how long? I could even possibly take first and kind of bait him into giving me the bishop pair, but his knight gets to a nice square. So yeah, so knight e4. I'll get double pawns, and I don't know how long I can hang on to this pawn though. So like takes. He can't. I guess he could go here. No, yeah, I guess he could. And then, but this all trades everything, and then he attacks my e4 pawn, and I can't defend it easily. I can't easily defend it. So it's tempting to take it, but I kind of like the idea of f4 as well. Because he's going to have to most likely give me the bishop pair. Takes. Yeah, let me just calculate a little bit more, but yeah, takes here, or knight e4, same idea. So takes. Could even maybe then take on c3. Okay, you know what? I am going to take it, but I don't know. f4 is good too, but I think what made me end up choosing to take is I also like f4, but I think white also has to, because I spent like a minute and a half calculating that. Now white needs to be careful and calculate as well. So I was thinking here of Zwischenzuging on c3. And I think he has to take my queen, because otherwise I'm doing very well there. So I take on c3, he takes on d8, and then I take on d1. And I think that's not bad, right? Takes. So knight takes c3, bishop takes d8. Yeah, takes on d1. Oh, he might have bishop e7. No, bishop e7. I just go rook e8. I think I can do that, and then I'm escaping this way if my calculations are correct. So, yeah, so I take on c3. So let me do it without arrows. Knight c3, bishop d8, knight d1. If he takes on c7, I take on b2. And then he has like d6. And my knight could actually get trapped here. So takes. Takes on c7. Yeah, and I take on b2. Oh no, I guess it won't get trapped. I have a4. But yeah, then he has stuff like d6 and it gets annoying. But I'm going to go for it because I calculated it. I guess I should have considered just taking. I should have considered taking the bishop. Might have been a lot simpler. Might have been better actually. Getting too fancy here. So I did win a pawn in that skirmish, but it's unclear. And in my calculations, I didn't see that my e-pawn was hanging, but we do have rook e. Okay, can I afford to let him take? Probably shouldn't. Yeah, so I should probably push it. And does he try to come in? I don't see what he's doing there, though. Let's see. So maybe he'll go to d4. And I can attack and then get these here. So I'm thinking knight a6. He can push, but then he can push, eh? Oh no, I'm hitting his. Yeah, I'm hitting him. This should work. Okay. Oh, I gotta play quicker. What happened to my time? Oh my god. Oh god. My time. I forgot. Oh my god. Okay, I can actually attack him again. But then he can attack me again. So let's just go here. My time. Play quick. Oh, now my knight's dominated. Crap. Oh my god, my bishop can't move. Whoops. Oh god, I can't move anything. That bishop is so strong. Oh my god. Okay, I have this check. And I dropped a pawn. Yeah, this is terrible. I let him control all the dark squares here. What I need to do is, well, I need to do a lot. There's not one thing. I got too fancy. I spent so long on that calculation, and probably it wasn't even the best way forward, the whole knight thing. That was not a practical or pragmatic decision, because I burned like 2 minutes on that one move. Not worth the time sink at all. Okay, so I don't really know what to do. I have to get my pieces out. Okay. I don't know how to get them out. How do you get them out? Okay, well let's go here to start. I'm just stuck. What a terrible position. Yuck. I did not. It's a new account, by the way. Just want to point that out. I did get the other guy banned that I was talking about yesterday. So I got him banned, obvious cheater. But yeah. So I'm not quite sure what he's thinking about here. He does have options. He's got a couple of options, but I'm assuming king d2. And I don't have a plan. But let's just make a move. I mean, I'm just getting crushed. It's getting crushed. This is just, it was game over once I allowed all this. I should never have gone for that line. And I saw that his bishop could stay here too, but I just can't do anything about any of this. It's just completely lost. Okay. Not a good game for me. Okay. So to look at that again. So yeah, I'm curious. I suspect the computer will want me to take on c3 here. But I did make white spend 2 tempi to kick me out. But usually the computer just wants to take on c3. And yeah, then here here I spent so long, and then here I spent forever, and I got into a bit of time trouble. But probably here I just got too fancy. I mean, I should just take the bishop. I'm up a pawn. Yes, I'm not going to keep the pawn, but I don't even need to keep the pawn. I have the open F file. I have ways to play here. So I burned so much time on this, and then I got to yeah, my bishop kind of sucks. once I allowed this, his bishop is just so strong. And my whole queen side is just trash here. It was game over. Yeah. Okay, let's look at that with the computer. And CPD. The advice, well, we'll see what if the computer agrees with my assessment. Yeah, and the other piece of advice is don't play new opponents. Okay, give me a second here. I'm looking at this in CPT. Yeah, it prefers bishop b4. It normally does. It's not huge. Oh, wait, sorry. I did play bishop b4. But, yeah, so the rook c1, I'm running it right now. I'll show you what I'm doing. There. So, yeah, I'll let that run a while. I'm going to run one more line. But it doesn't seem to... Oh, wait, no, but I didn't retreat here yet. I did castle. But then, yeah, down the road, it just wants to take on f6. So if I go back here. Yeah, so here, it's not a big difference. Like can you see on the screen? Yeah, it's like a 20 to 30 centipond difference of going back to e7 or not. But yeah, the computer, yeah, it's like a 10 centipond difference now. But the computer usually prefers to just trade and then continue. But it wasn't, yeah, retreating was not a bad move. A5 was not the best, not the worst. And so here I made a mistake or an inaccuracy. I missed a lifeline. I missed a lifeline here. We had knight takes d5. So it's a lifeline because if he takes our bishop, we just come back and we won a pawn. And if he doesn't, then we just win that original pawn. So totally missed that little tactic. And yeah, so here I wasn't sure. I was thinking about f4. But no, I did play the best move. Knight take e4 is the top move, which took me a 2-minute think. And then this was a blunder. Yeah, this just lost the game, and I spent another 2 minutes on it. So between two moves, I spent 4 minutes. That's 40% of my starting time. This is what cost me the game, getting too fancy. And yeah, it's simply because what I needed to have seen, because I calculated all this, but what I didn't assess properly was how weak my pieces were. I can't get my bishop out. Basically, it's mostly my bishop. My bishop sucks here. And that's what I needed to have assessed. Yeah. And then here it's still playable for black apparently, but then rook e8 was not great. It's adjusting rook f6, which I did see, but then I thought, what was the point after bishop e5? It wants to come in here. Yeah, this is not simple though. This is weird. So really it was just not, it was calculating all this, and seeing this, but then not assessing how bad my bishop would be. Hello, Fun Troll Gaming. Well, I seem to be playing around that level right now too. Okay, let me play another one. You know, one little oversight. That's all it takes to lose a game. Okay, so let's not spend 4 minutes between two moves this game. Anyways, we have Roy Lopez playing a 21-37. And he's thinking on move 4 for some reason. Maybe he's loading up the stream. Standard stuff so far. How could you improve? What are you doing right now to try to improve? Okay, so I often hate bishop g4, but h3 is kind of slow. So I'm thinking about d4. Yeah, so d4, and then bishop b7. Okay, I'm gonna go d4. So after bishop b6, then. Yeah, I've had this before. So I think we don't want to take for complicated reasons. I think it's because after knight takes, I'm trying to remember what I there's a position where you don't want to take on e5. Here it might work though. So if I take on e5, knight takes d5. Knight takes d5 takes. Yes, you have to be careful sometimes because after all this and you take on f7, rook f8, and then knight g4, and then f2 becomes a problem. I'm trying to remember if that's this exact line or not. So de, knight takes. Yeah, knight takes e4, e5, d takes e5. Yeah, queen d8, king d8. And then I think this is not great. Bishop f7 because of rook f8. And then knight g. Yeah, because see, then we move the bishop somewhere. And then he has knight g4. So that's what I might play h3 here after all because of all that. I think I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, so I take on e5, d takes e5. So bing, bang. Sorry, knight takes d5. Yeah, it also might be something. Okay, I'm going to go h3 though to start. Yeah. I think I was right there. So had I played e4 and then, d takes e5 and then knight takes. Okay, anyways, you know what I was talking about. So now it's a little different because he can't play rook f8, but also now his rook defends the queen. So I still wonder though. So if I do this now, he might be able to just recapture this way. Yeah, because it's protected. Okay, so it doesn't work. Burning a lot of time here. So I could go bishop g4, but after h6, then he's calling my bluff. So I don't want to do that. Maybe a4. I don't want knight bd2 because then I'm dropping a pawn. I'm wondering about d5, but then if I do it too early, like here, bishop c2, then he can start undermining my pawn here. But it might be playable. d5 may be playable. Yeah, maybe he'll just go to e7, bishop g5, then he goes to g6. It might be playable. d5 it's a closed roue. But yeah, a4, b4, then maybe d5. I'm leaning towards a4. I'm gonna go a4. Okay, what did I say? Don't spend 4 minutes on 2 moves, but I'm too intrigued by the opening. Oh, excuse me. Opening is too interesting for me to play quickly. And I was trying to rattle my brain to remember what. First of all, I had to remember if that other line it was right, but I think it was. that I avoided it. So yeah, I want this open. And I will take on A8 because I have to. And I think that went well for me. I don't think bishop d7 was good. So now now what? Bishop g5 is looking kind of good because there's tactics after. Like if I take on e5 immediately, everything opens up and I could take on d7, but it's protected. So I might go after this knight right away. Oh, I know why he did this. Because now e4 is a threat. Because before I always had bishop d5. But now, yeah, now it's defended. So I think I will play rook e1. Wait. Yeah, rook e1, he can't take on d4, right? Okay, so rook e1. And then, yeah, then maybe bishop g5. And then queen d8. He's just self-pinning. So I wouldn't mind that. Okay, he hits my bishop. Okay, I'm going to hold it. Keep my bishop and protect e4 that he's now attacking. And if he goes to c4, I don't mind it. It's not, no harm. He's not harming me there. Could probably even just kick it out with b3. Seems to work. Although he can go back to a5. But yeah, that's not too bad. So this is not a scare. If h6, stopping bishop g5, because I'm still planning that. Bishop g5, and then queen d8 is. So if h6, maybe knight h4. And you see, now that black's pieces are over on the queen side, I might have opportunity now to start attacking his king. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back here again. This pin. So now he can't even play queen d8. So now he's going to be stuck with double pawns. And his king's going to get a little bit weak here, as I said, because I have some pieces that can come in, even a rook lift. And what are these pieces doing over here? So I'm liking the look of this a little bit. Yeah, this was a mistake, I think. Okay, so what is the point of knight c4? I guess he's hitting b2. Big deal. I don't care about that. I could even maybe just get the show on the road. He can't ignore it because I just attack the knight, right? So I could just take it immediately. Although his king is still pretty safe there. But there's no rush. There's no rush for me to take this yet. Okay, so maybe I will kick it out. Oh, he can force a trade here. So you know what? I'm actually going to go queen c1. Just quick blunder checking. So queen c1. So now I'm trying to take on f6 and then go bishop or queen h6. And I still don't have anything there, but then I have b3 and then rook e3 and I have a rook lift. And he's got to be careful about that. Yeah, in time trouble again. Pi on the clock, 314. Okay, so what if I was black? What am I doing here? Black's big mistake this game so far was rook d8. You know, he could have played h6 or he could have played queen d8, other thing. But yeah, so I will take, and I will give a check. So I can win the h7 pawn. I could also close up the center. I kind of like that idea. Or maybe break it open. Break it open. Okay. Oh, this is under attack. So maybe I should go b3. Okay, let's go b3. Otherwise, he takes b3. So let's not give him b3. This forces a trade. I might just go bishop d3. Yeah, if knight a3, I think I'll go bishop d3. So I could win a pawn. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't win a pawn. I could go, okay, no. Interesting one. How do I? Oh, I could take here and then I could do this. Okay, let's try that. And then, so knight h4, knight g6. Boom, boom. That's a good move. Let me do it. I only have 2 minutes now, but look at that plan. He's going to have to go rook f8, but then he loses the... So this is, it's not easy for him to stop. I'm sure he can do it, but that's a real plan. That's a legit plan. And everything here is defended. Apart, like he can take c4, big deal. I guess once I do that, then he can take on d4. But yeah, I'm coming in here. So rook a2, then he's threatening mate in 2. But I'm threatening checks as well. So if rook a2, knight g6, if he goes here, then I have a perpet. Or no, wait, that's mate. So yeah, so rook a2, knight g6, if he comes here, this is mate. And if rook a2, knight g6, king e8, then he's mated here. So he would have to go, he's surviving this way. So rook a7, so rook a2 rather, rook a2, knight g6, king d8. But I'm just goes there. Okay, yeah, let's give a check. So he's going to come in here. Yeah, so check. And he's actually surviving, but for how long? Well, I have to make it work because I'm not stopping his threats here. So I need to make this work. So that's my check. And then he's actually going to survive, which is unfortunate for me. I have check here and then check here. So maybe I go this way. I'm giving him another one. Check. But yeah, he's still going to survive and might be winning. He might be winning. So goes here. Yeah, so check. And I mean I'm out of tricks there. Well, can I do this? And then he just comes in here. I could repeat it. Okay. Let's do this here. I might just have to repeat for a draw. If he goes to d7. But I might still be losing there too. I'm not sure. The other option is to go knight f8, which actually I like. So bing, bang, if he ignores it, then I'm giving check, and that does not look half bad. Yeah, so I think I would go, I won't repeat, I'll go knight f8. Actually, still tricky, because then he has here. Yeah, this is probably worse for me. But the repeating is no better. Like, this is not the better option. I must be losing here. I must be losing here. I think I had the right senses this game, though. Like, I saw that his pieces were on the other side of the board, and it was my time to attack. I got low on the clock, and I missed. I missed something. I probably was slightly too quick in just one move. Like, maybe my knight g6 might have been one move too early. I'm not sure. Yeah, but I think he can just hide. Okay, well, let's give a check first. But he should be able to just hide. And yeah, I'll take that one. He's going to take on e4, but I'm going to come here, and that's going to haunt him. Then he has a perpet. Actually, he might even have a mate there. Oh, that's a dangerous move for him. Now I'm coming on the light squares. That was a dangerous move. Yeah, he let me get into the light squares. He should have went here last move, I think, because then he guarantees himself at least a draw. I don't know. So he let me in on the light squares. What's he going to do? All this does, well, yeah, then my knight's coming in. But my knight can't really do much. You know, I need a light squared bishop is what I need. But yeah, let's come in there. So he's also attacking b3. Not sure how my knight would help, but I have to bring it in. Have to bring it in and hope that something works out for me. If he goes here, this is mate. No, it doesn't lead to mate. Oh, surprising. But that would get a draw, though. So if he takes here, I would have at least a draw. This check surprisingly doesn't lead to mate. So, yeah. So I could get a draw there. Check. Maybe not even a draw. He's actually... probably I could get a draw, though. Okay, it goes this way. Yeah, so... Or this, I can just give a check, right? So this just repeats. It just repeats. Okay, he can claim a draw now. Can I find better? I think I'm going to go for the draw. There might be better like this, because then I'm threatening check here, but I think I'll take the draw. Okay. Interesting game. Let's take a look at it again. From the top. Yeah, so what I was saying, well, I'll show it when I do it with the computer, but here, I'm not 100% sure it's this line, but if you take on e5, I think knight takes e5, knight takes e5, d takes e5, queen takes d8, king takes d8, bishop f8 runs into rook f7 or rook f8, and then after you move the bishop somewhere, then there's knight g4. And I think it's equal. So that's why I played h3 after a very long think. And I think this was a mistake. I think rook d8 was a mistake because of bishop g5 is strong. And I'm not sure about queen c1. But I don't hate it. Yeah, came in for the check. And yeah, then he went b3. So b3 might have been too slow. Because who cares about that pawn, right? Then again, I can't really, like, what am I supposed to do here? I can't really take on h7 because then he just goes rook h8. Oh my God. Yeah, there's bishop b3 ideas. Because I'm hitting f7. That could be an idea. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. His king is actually somewhat safe here. So curious how the computer would want to continue. Yeah, and then here I had options. Yeah, this was interesting. And yeah, I don't have any regrets here. How I played this. I don't know what I could have done better. I think I played it correctly. Yeah, I don't have any regrets here. Yeah. Okay, let's look at that with the engine. I'm curious if there was a win there, and if so, how? Oh, there was a win there. Ugh. Okay, well, we'll learn how in a bit. Lots of mistakes. So I didn't win a game, right? Oh, I just played 2 games, I guess. And what happened? I lost the first one, right? Yeah. Okay, so looking at it with the computer, first of all, I want to see if this was correct. So yeah, I think so this is what I was worried about. And I think I remembered correctly that this is only equal. Yeah, good memory on me. So we move somewhere and then knight g4. Or I thought it was because of knight g4. It's not, because apparently bishop g5 is something. Oh, then we can defend this way, right? But he simply just takes our pawn, even better. And then he's hitting f2. That's the main point. And it's equal. So I remembered that. I remembered that line, and I avoided it. So good job to me. It did cost me 2 minutes though. And so this was fine. And we're doing much, but yeah, this is a mistake or inaccuracy. So had he played h6, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Computer says then we can just take on e5. Yeah, because his knight, oh, sorry, because the pawn is undefended. Okay, right. So, and the reason we can't do it now is because he can take on h3, I think. Or bishop g4 is apparently even better. Looks weird. And so this was, queen c1 was fine, and I'm completely winning. But the computer prefers b3 first, and then to take. But it's not a big deal. Now here, instead of queen h6 right away, again it wants to play b3. Oh, I wonder why that is. Maybe it's because the knight ends up blocking his queen from infiltrating. Yeah, because I go here, and after king e7, it's close to equal. And he has knight a3 here. So, whoops. So the difference is if I go b3 first, and then check, he doesn't get knight a3. Ah, yeah, it's ooh, little detail there. See, do you see the difference? If I go b3 first, he doesn't have knight a3 anymore because my queen is still on c1, so it helps protect a3. So this way he has to go to a5, and then we give a check. And so now his knight is kind of on the edge and misplaced, and his queen can't come and attack like it did in the game. It's not a big difference in eval. It's just a slight difference, but in the game, yeah, this is what happened. But then he gets, well, he brought the queen in immediately, but there was also knight a3. Yeah, so it's just a small little detail, but I don't think that's really positional. It's just a little nuance. Okay, but it's more than a little new, and also actually here I forgot to mention. Yeah, I mentioned it, but I didn't explain why. Instead of taking on f6 right away, b3 first. Oh yeah, and then apparently instead of taking on f6, even better here is taking on e5. It just wins a pawn. It's just a free pawn. So, oh right, we just removed the defender, right? The knight is defending e5. So simply, yeah, I should have seen that. So b3, remove the defender, then we just win a pawn. Okay. So twice I could have played b3. And this was a mistake because it allows b takes c4, and we don't have a continuation. So it wants to play c5 and open up lines to his king. If he goes dc, oh right, yeah, then we can take here. Okay. I mean, I was down to 2 minutes at this point. But yeah, b5 is a nice, or c5 is a nice idea. Then this is all equal. And then this is a mistake apparently. Because of rook takes b1. And he's just up material here. He's up a piece. Well, yeah, because of this. So had he done this. Now I gotta say I'm surprised that it's -5. That's weird to me, right? -5 here? Why is it so bad? Oh, so our knight's under attack. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so that's why. Okay. Yeah, I forgot that my knight's under attack. Okay. So that was a mistake. I was down to 1 minute here. So I needed to... How does this check work? To me, this is the more... knight e7 makes more sense. But how does this work? And then knight e7? It's the same... Oh, then because I see, because we get c8 now. Okay, tricky. Yeah, that's not easy to see quickly, but I should have just given a check. I didn't realize, yeah, the issue here. And then this is equal, but I was winning here. I am winning now after he played queen b3. So this was the correct move, but then I missed a win here. Knight E6. Oh my God. And we get a passer. What a move. But even so, what am I threatening? I guess I'm threatening to take on F7. Okay, so Knight E6. Can't he just bring the king in? Let's see. King A7. Oh no, I just take on C7, eh? Wow. Knight E6. What a move. Easy to consider if you have more time, but it would have been nicer had I seen that with only 48 seconds left. Knight E6, the only winning move. Still kind of scary because he might have some, like he's pretty close, but we're just a little bit quicker. Wow, Knight E6. Okay, and then here I'm still winning. And I played this correctly, but then I just repeated. I needed to take on B6, or apparently Queen E8, and we have a discovery. Let's see, Queen E8. Oh, I think all that does is repeat the position. Oh, no, it doesn't. It's different. Then we need to take... Okay, yeah, this is not simple stuff. But this is apparently winning. Queen C6. So it just wants to repeat this way, so that doesn't do anything. So it wants to go Queen A1. And we're up a pawn. Apparently this is winning. So yeah, good luck with that. I'm not assessing that. But yeah, like Queen E8 is a but I'm curious about this. This is winning. It's again because it's Queen E8. It just wants to defend this pawn. Wow. And then it just doesn't. Then we just run the H pawn. What an idea. So it wanted to just, yeah, interesting concept. So I mean, I was looking for a mate, but the computer just says, "Hey, we're a pawn up, so just trade the minor pieces and defend your C pawn, and then run your pass pawn." Never crossed my mind to do that. But again, I had 30 seconds here, so. Okay, that's going to be it for me today. It was just chess today. Thanks for stopping by, chess. Yeah, I have a bit of a stomachache right now. I ate a whole rack of ribs for dinner, and so it was too much fat, and now I'm paying the price. So, not wise. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow, or at least I plan to, and hopefully I can get a win, because today I had one loss, one draw. Okay, take it easy. Have a good night. See you next time.